Britain's democracy is in deep trouble, or so says Nigel Farage. Now, he's warning that it's, fixable, but it has to be done quickly. He's claiming the UK's electoral system is sinking towards third world status after controversial allegations in a Manchester by-election. Reform UK says the result exposes a broken system. And he said, it's political theatre, say critics, but, here's what's happening. He was speaking after the Gorton and Denton by-election, and Farage says that Britain's voting system can no longer be trusted. He argues that foreign-born nationals voting in UK elections is a disgrace. He said postal voting should be banned. The system is vulnerable to fraud and intimidation. And Farage claims that these issues cost Reform UK victory in the Manchester contest. I think that's a strong claim, looking at the numbers. I'm not sure that he can honestly say that, but undoubtedly it would have cost him a lot of votes, not so necessarily the victory, but you can't say that it would have done, but it would have undoubtedly cost him votes. But he says a future Reform government would restrict voting rights to British citizens, end widespread postal voting, and overhaul election rules. Now, at the centre of the row are the allegations of what's called family voting. The illegal practice involves multiple people entering a polling booth together, often with one voter influencing another. Completely illegal. But the election observers said that nobody was stopping it because they were scared, because it came from a certain group. They didn't want to be seen as interfering with a certain group. But Reform UK has asked police to investigate 32 alleged incidents. However, no official findings or prosecutions have yet been confirmed. But the Gorton and Denton contest delivered a shock outcome, of course. The Greens got 40.7, Reform 28.7, Labour 25.4. Pretty damn bad, actually, for Labour, wasn't it? But the wider argument is there. Farage says the issue goes beyond alleged fraud. He argues that by allowing Commonwealth citizens resident in the UK to vote, a long-standing feature of British elections, that undermines national sovereignty. Currently, many Commonwealth citizens living legally in Britain can vote if registered at a UK address. Reform wants that right removed. If they're not British, they don't vote. Now, Reform also accuses the Green Party of running a campaign focused on Gaza and targeting the area's large Muslim population. Party figures say identity politics and immigration are reshaping Britain's elections. And indeed, it's actually been shown that, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was something like, in some regions, some wards, 20% of people voting weren't born in Britain. That cannot be right, can it? Now, Reform also accused the Tory MP, Robert Jenrick, is now aligned with Reform. He has made the claims, not Reform has made the claims, Robert Jenrick has made the claims that high immigration has created divided communities and has poisoned politics. The Greens reject the claims, but the dispute really reflects, I suppose, a wider shift in Britain's politics. There's rising challenges to Labour's traditional dominance, growing support for insurgent parties, and increasing arguments over identity, immigration, democracy, and so forth. And the debate over who should have the vote and how is likely to become a very, very important major political flashpoint over the next 2-3 years. Certainly, I think if Reform win the next election, there will be a massive reduction in those eligible to vote in Britain. And quite right too. Only Britons should vote. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks a lot. Bye.